Alright, so my favorite Japanese website Game With just made an update to their Grand Cross tier list. And it's a big one because what they did have was they just threw in all the characters together. It was like, oh, this character is SSS, this character is SS, to the point where you had Green Ascanor being ranked on the same rank as like Jormungandr. Because it was PvP and PvE together, and if a character was terrible for PvP, it really put their rank down, where again, Jormungandr would be in the same rank as Green Ascanor. Jormungandr! So, they separated it, and we're gonna take a look at it and judge it. I do often show on these websites, rankings, like their strongest team rankings. But it's a great website, they provide a lot of information. I kind of wish we had an English website like this. I mean, you can just use the Japanese site, right? And then just translate to English with Google Translate. But, other than Grand Cross Database, there's not much else. And Grand Cross Database at this point is just my friend Aoki, right? That feels the need to keep updating the website because no one else will. But let's take a look. So, new Kusok, S+. I mean, this is the PvP tier list, right? I don't know. I think this is their overall tier list. Okay, so this is where I said, right? Let's see if it's still here or if it's not their overall tier list. Where like Green Ascanor would be in the same rank as Freyr, Brynhildr. Jormungandr was like really low. Jormungandr is below Green Ascanor. I'm sorry, below him. Okay, this is their PvE tier list. And they actually just trimmed up and only kept characters that are relevant for PvE, which makes sense. I mean, a lot of characters in the game were clearly only designed to be used in PvP. So I think this does make sense. For me, when I do rank my characters, I do like just keep the bad characters in like a really low tier, but I guess this also works, right? SSS. I mean, I don't know. I don't see why these two would be here. There's a lot of copium, I think, in the community, especially the Japanese community, that the one is still like a top tier character in the game. And listen, I above anyone would want the one to be a top tier character, right? But he's not. He's just simply not. I mean, tell me what PvE activity Red Sauriel facilitates that's hard. Like a hard PvE activity Red Sauriel facilitates. There isn't one. You can say that he's usable for deer, and he's usable for other stuff. He can do okay points in some guild bosses. That's not SSS tier. He's not on the same level as Trillium Meliodas, you know what I mean? I am unaware if they rank from left to right. I'm gonna assume no, because this would be a funny ranking. But Kizuna sounds about right. Echidna, Liz. Again, I don't see what I shit on Liz constantly. Okay, that's what I do, and I don't see how you can argue the one is better than Liz in PvE for PvE. I mean, for PvP as well. PvP obviously is better, but there's a lot of copium. And listen, I love the one. Well, what's the ranking that they give him? Like overall, 9 out of 10. I'm sorry, but the one is not a 9 out of 10. That's actually out. There's a lot of copium. There's a lot of copium. Like Reinhardt should be a 10 if the one's a 9. Yeah, he's a 10. That makes sense. But I remember Naofumi, which, okay, he's not a very good PvE unit. I think this rank is fine. Is a 9.5. Is the one only a 0.5 worse than Naofumi? I don't think so. Anyways, Scotty, Diane, Tarmiel, Rimuru, Green Sauriel. I mean, all these are fine. It's just, there might be some characters I'm forgetting that could be here as well. I don't see why Goddess Liz is here. What does she do? Like, tell me, what is she good for in PvE? Nothing. She's actually good for nothing. Esterosa I can see for some tower stages. Very outdated character. Like, if you're gonna use a counter character, might as well use Chandler, right? Lolly Merlin, yeah, she's good actually. for just doing DPS, right? She's like a worse version of Rimuru. That's how I see her. Are there characters I'm just forgetting about that could have been there? I mean, where is red hair Liz? She is a PvE unit. I mean, she's made for one specific activity, but she's a PvE unit. That's very confusing to me. Like, again, you're ranking Green Escanor on the same rank as Jormungandr again! How? I don't even know. Green Escanor. Red Ariari is good for like one guild boss, and I mean, actually, for the guild boss that she's good for, she's not even the best anymore. So I don't. She could be out of here. Honestly, she is really outdated. I am outraged by the Green Escanor in the same rank as Yorm or Diane. Nah, bro. Okay, Diane is only good for one thing, but the one thing that she does, she's immaculate at it. The rank up and everything for raids, that works in a lot of like raid special bosses that come out as well. She should not be in the same rank as Green Escanor. Like I said, there's a lot of copium from Escanor. And I understand Escanor is the best character in the series, bar none. He's the best character. But like, I only see things objectively, right? I don't let the character that's representing that unit affect my judgment, and I feel like a lot of people do. Like, the one is not triple S tier. He is not on the same ranking as Trailer Meliodas. For PvE, he is not. I would actually not argue if he was here. If he was in double S, because he can be a solid DPS. The Death Ultimate at 6/6 is really good. But he is not King. He is simply not on the same level as King. It's just, again, mega copium. Again, Brynhilder, she's not that much worse than Freyr. I think Brynhilder could have been here. I like Green Escanor up here. Very strange. Very strange. Did they have a... Yeah, the PvP tier list. Okay. Now, this is PvP. The underrated king here. Most underrated character to ever release in Grand Cross. Being put below Light Liz, the most overrated. Actually, no, the one. I mean, currently the one is, but when the one came out, he was the best in the game, right? Man, this is... I don't actually have any complaints from any character in Triple S except Liz. I think Liz is extremely overrated. Like, Liz has two teams, right? She has Goddesses, which is not a top tier team. I mean, it's in the top 10, but you're losing to most other teams. And you can use her for Ult Rush. And both teams just aren't all that, right? So, like, I don't see why she's above Lilia. Or now, bro, now for me, man. He solos teams. He solos teams, man. How can you put my boy down here? It's outrageous. I can't be... Like, I know that how I see things influences how the community also see things, because I hate this word, but I do influence, right? I'm an influencer. No, never said that. But, like, I know that the community also agrees with me. That now for me is insanely powerful. But all these Japanese players don't. Like, they see now for me as like a sub-tier character. It's crazy. Like, now for me is not on the same tier as Green Galfer. Red Galfer, maybe. Red Galfer is really good. Red Galfer is way better than Green Galfer right now in PvP. But he is so above. I would say now for me is like a top 3 character in the game for PvP. Outrageous. Actually outrageous. New Kusok, I mean, fair enough. A lot of people, when they rank characters, they don't see back units as important as front units, which is fair. Which is why Twigo is not even here. Like, Twigo is a meta PvP character. People use Twigo in the front as well, but no one ever ranks Twigo. No one ever ranks Twigo high because they think, oh, he's a back unit. It doesn't count. Of course it counts. If a unit makes another unit top tier, that unit is top tier. Like, that unit that's a buffer is a top tier support unit. And support units are just as good as offense units. You know? That's at least how I think. So yeah, Twigo should be up here. Like, again, this is why Twigo's not even on the list. Twigo is literally a meta unit in the game. But, you know, because in R, he doesn't count. Ban, fair enough. I do like this, okay? They actually did not cope for Ban. A lot of people cope for Ban. Ban is not a top tier character anymore. So I like this. He is really good. He's like, he should be below Arthur, but he's really good. I like the lack of coping. Like, come on, you cannot be telling me Raphtalia is worse than Valenti. You cannot be straight face telling me Raphtalia is worse than Valenti. Or Goddess Liz. But this is an improvement. Strongest ranking? What is this? What is strongest ranking? I'm confused. Why is Assault Melee up there? Strongest ranking. No, but what does that mean? What does strongest ranking mean? Why is Assault Melee above everyone else? Wait, I'm so confused. Let me read up this article. There's no info. If this is characters that can like solo stuff, I guess. But this is hilarious. This is a hilarious screenshot. Assault Melee stands above all. I don't know how to judge this. I don't understand. Why is Assault Melee? Is this a troll? I would love for Assault Melee to be best unit in the game. I just know that now for me is 2 tiers below Assault Melee, so that sounds fitting. The most underrated character ever. I'm so confused on this. I mean, if we're talking individually strong, you cannot for the life of me convince Blue Lilia is better than Naofumi. Again, we come back to the Naofumi thing. Why is it so underrated? I don't understand. Why do the Japanese players hate Naofumi so much? He's so good. He's so good. Okay. I'm so confused. If this is an overall like list, Freyr would not be here, right? I have no idea. There's no information. This is for autoing. What? Nah. Okay. I'm done. Shin is much better for autoing than Trader Meliodas. Like, obviously Trader Meliodas is the best unit in the game overall, right? But Shin is way better for autoing than Trader Melee. Red Brynholder is better than Trader Melee. Green Arthur is better than Trader Melee. Estarossa? Why would you auto with Estarossa? That's a funny one. That's a weird one to be here. He has 2 single targets. That's back units. Okay. I mean, fair. If they're ranking that these characters are too specific, I understand. But for what they do, they should be at least up here, if not up here, because they literally make the best demon team. So I don't know. Again, Twigo should be up here. But you know, players don't rank our characters as important as SSR characters for whatever reason. But Twigo should literally be up here. He's a god. I am very confused about all of these rankings, but hey, this is a fun video at the very least, and I keep pushing, right? The Naofumi is incredibly underrated, and this is why. This is exactly why.